Okay, here we are with the list of the inspection failures on the Jeep. The left rear axle seal was leaking. That one I had done a year ago over at John's Shafts and stuff here in Manchester. 12,000 miles or 12 months, whichever comes first, and we put about 17,000 on it in a year. So that wasn't under warranty. I did that one myself. The front sway bar bushings, obviously, I pulled them out. There was no dry rot on them whatsoever. The holes weren't eggy, and there was no play in the sway bar. I really wish I'd recorded all this stuff. The rear e-brake shoes, yes, they were saturated with oil from the seal that was leaking. The left exhaust manifold was cracked, hairline crack. However, a crack is a crack. And the right front axle U-joint. That one I took out. I had done the driver's side, and through the course of it being a late day, that day that I had done it, I chose not to do the passenger side because it was pretty good still. There was no rust wear, nothing looking like the cups were cracking and, you know, the rust dust that comes out of them when the needle bearings dry up. I had none of that. The front flexible brake hoses were too short. Now, I called Rough Country on this one, and they had told me with the 3.5-inch lift on this particular vehicle, it was 50 state legal as is. Apparently not in New Hampshire, or at least at this inspection station. So I did have to replace the flex hoses. And the left front ABS sensor was too short on a brand new unopened wheel hub assembly from AutoZone. It matched the other ABS sensor in length, but I guess because the mounting little nubbies on them, and I'll show you in a minute, weren't in the correct spot. Must have been a new guy at the factory putting them in. He said it was too short. I don't know. But I did replace everything on here, and I'm going for a recheck today. One other thing I'm going to do right now before I bring it over there is going to plug it into my own code reader and see what they come up with for codes. Because according to this, I don't have any. Everything was A-okay the other day. I erased everything. Hold on a minute. I erased everything, and I guess we'll see what happens. Pardon me while I plug all this crap in. All right. We're still getting an 0420. Unless there hasn't been any enough time on it yet, because we've really only driven it a few miles. Maybe 50 miles. Yeah, 420 and 430 are still coming up. And if that's the catalytic converters, I don't know. The state's getting a little bit ridiculous with their fucking inspections and whatnot. I don't know. If I got to replace them, I got to replace them. It is what it is. But we will see. If I don't get a sticker on it today, well, I guess we'll be driving it without a sticker for a while. I fixed all the nitpicky shit that they needed fixed on here. You know, the ABS sensor, the flex hoses, the U-joint, the sway bar bushings. The only thing that I honestly say was legitimate on here was that axle seal, the e-brake shoes, the manifold, and also he didn't put it on here, but the brake pads in the back on the side with the leak was just horrendous. I mean, the shoes of the e-brake shoes are saturated, but apparently, according to this list, the shoes weren't, or the pads weren't on the rotor. But yeah, the code I had on there when I brought it in was a 420, 430. I replaced everything they said. Obviously, if it needs O2 sensors and cats, we're going to have to do it. But time will tell. We'll let you know how we make out on this.